now that it's been called off, are we any worse off than we were before this whole process began? Have we gone backwards, or are we about where we were?
I don't think we're worse off because you have North Korea has frozen its testing of missiles and warheads. It just essentially, and it's going to or has dismantled its nuclear site. You've had all this diplomatic interaction. I think if both sides can take a breath and not allow the rhetoric or actions to get out of hand, the issue again is whether you can resume a path of diplomacy. And again, the real issue is less when and where you have a summit than whether you've created the basis for a successful diplomatic process. And that has never been the case. And I think for this administration, a fundamental issue is whether they're willing to take half a loaf. What the National Security Advisor and the Vice President have been talking about, this idea that North Korea is going to give up its entire nuclear investment, I think that's simply not on. So if it's all or nothing, we're going to end up with nothing. And then the question of potential use of military force comes to the fore. So the president said the ball's in North Korea's court. I actually think, David, the ball is much more in our court. Are we willing to accept a lesser outcome?
Richard, you made a very interesting point. The U.S. administration went into this summit with the only acceptable outcome being the complete denuclearization of North Korea. So does the U.S. now need to change the goalpost before attempting any talks?
I think we could keep denuclearization as a long-term goal. It just can't be a short-term, immediate prospect. So we're going to have to compromise on that. Look, this has to be a negotiation, not a capitulation. North Korea has seen what happened with Ukraine and Libya and Iraq, and they're simply not going to give up all their nuclear materials as a first step. They want to preserve the state. They want to preserve the country. So if that's our demand, then diplomacy has no chance.